Anthony Joshua break his public silence for the first time since the crash. In a post that was shared to Instagram, the world heavyweight champion released an image alongside what appears to be perhaps the parents of Gami and Ayodele, offering a quiet but powerful tribute to two men.
That people came out to show their respects, but they also came out to support Anthony Joshua, because what must he be going through right now?
Anthony Joshua was overcome with emotion as he broke down in tears at the funeral of Sinagami and Latif Lotz Ayodele. After being discharged from a hospital in Lagos, where he was treated following the tragic crash that claimed the lives of his close friends, Joshua returned to the UK to pay his final respects. The funeral, held at the London Central Mosque, marked a heartbreaking moment as the usually composed boxing champion allowed his grief to surface, revealing the profound impact these devastating losses have had on him. After being discharged from the hospital and returning to the UK for the funerals of Sinagami and Latif Lotz Ayodele, Oz shared his first message since the tragedy. Posting photos on Instagram alongside the victims' family members, he kept the caption simple yet powerful, "My brother's keeper." The post served as a quiet but deeply heartfelt tribute to the two men he lost. Spencer Fearon's moment with Anthony Joshua captured the raw emotional weight AJ carried at the funeral. Even without words, Joshua's presence and that brief embrace with Fearon revealed just how heavy his heart was. In a space meant for mourning and reflection at the London Central Mosque, AJ was no longer a champion in the ring. He was a friend grieving the loss of brothers he deeply loved.
I was walking out because I wasn't going to go say anything to him. I was walking out, then I got tapped on the shoulder. I turned around, it was Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? And we had a brief chat and a little embrace and that. And then I left. But it was, funerals are never good. But
Anthony Joshua's first post since the tragic loss captured his heartbreak in the simplest and most honest way. Sitting beside family members of Sina and Latif Lotz Ayodele, his caption, "My brother's keeper," had nothing to do with boxing. It was a quiet vow to never forget the two men who were like family to him, revealing a grief that felt raw, real, and deeply human.
And this is Anthony Joshua's first post since the tragic accident, okay? This came from his social media, and of course, if you guys didn't see it in the preview of the video, it was simple but strong and powerful. And it stated, "My brother's keeper." And in this situation, it means that he's going to take care of everything. He's responsible for his brothers.
Johnny Nelson's reflection on Oz cut straight to the heart of the tragedy. The sudden loss of two of Anthony Joshua's closest friends, men he trusted with both his training and his life, has left the heavyweight visibly shaken. Oz wasn't just mourning colleagues. He was grieving brothers whose deaths will forever weigh on him and on the families they left behind.
Talk about these two young men that lost their lives and their families, how it's affected their families. So you want to concentrate on AJ. How's it going to affect AJ? Instead of concentrating on how's it affected the people that have lost their children.
These words echo the haunting grief AJ is facing. When tragedy strikes those closest to you, questions like, why them, arrive without warning. For Anthony Joshua, a champion trained for battle but never for a loss of this magnitude, this moment underscores a painful reality. Life outside the ring is unpredictable, and grief shows no respect for legacy or strength.
You look at it's always the people that are the best, or, you know what I mean, that end up going first. You know, and you examine like, well, why wasn't it me, or why did this have to happen?
Anthony Joshua's heartfelt words after the funeral reflect the emotional toll of this tragedy beyond boxing titles and fame. He was forced to confront a deeper truth. Real value lies in the people beside you. Losing Cena and Lat so suddenly has clearly reshaped his perspective, reminding everyone that moments, memories, and loyalty matter far more than any victory in the ring.
Just trying to find happiness within yourself. A true blessing is actually making it into this earth. Everyone dies some stage, you know? So I think across the board, one has to be happy inside. No matter about the material possession one owns, how that's a car and driving. Very, very careful of other people we choose to hang around with and associate them, because you soon become like the people who spend most of his hell.
The sheep comes around with lions. She receive it on an eye. So to pick your friends and your circle wisely. Much as the kids is, it starts to flourish and grow, you know, and blossom, rather than perish, made away and die. So look at the environment, it's the same thing.
Jarrell Miller's raw reaction highlights the shockwaves this tragedy sent through the boxing community. Even someone not on the best terms with Oz couldn't help but feel deep sympathy, because no athlete, no matter how tough, is prepared for the emotional devastation of losing brothers in an instant. Miller's words echo what fans everywhere have felt. This wasn't a fight. This wasn't a headline. It was a life-changing loss. Seeing someone like AJ, who has faced the fiercest battles in the ring, confronted with this kind of pain reminds everyone that real heartbreak exists beyond competition. It's human.
You don't know what other people are going through. And even though AJ,
Johnny Nelson's words reminded fans that beyond the fame and spotlight of the sport, AJ's friends were real people with real families. Losing someone so close in an instant changes everything. This tragedy has made everyone, including AJ, reflect on life, how precious it is, and realize that pain and loss run far deeper than any fight in the ring.
Nigeria, it's just sad. It just makes you realise how valuable life is and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs and these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing your life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these two men who were somebody's child, someone's brother, and that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost their lives.
Payname's observation highlights just how brutal the crash was. AJ may be a warrior in the ring, but surviving a violent collision that instantly took the lives of two of his closest allies shakes even the toughest fighters to their core. The mental and emotional recovery from something like this will be just as challenging as any physical injury.
Such a severe car accident there. Like, alright, he's lucky enough to still be alive, but fuck me, his body must be going through a lot right there. This is not a man who winces in pain easily, right? He gets punched for a living. And obviously, like, you're supposed to take people out of car accidents like that with great care because you don't want to...
Showbiz The Adult's Breakdown sheds light on the legal aftermath of this heartbreaking tragedy. Nigerian authorities have charged the driver involved with dangerous driving after the Lexus SUV carrying AJ and his two close friends collided with a stationary truck. While the emotional focus remains on Anthony Joshua's grief and the loss of Sinagami and Latif Latode, both beloved members of his team, the reality of legal consequences looms large. In Nigeria, reckless driving that leads to death can carry serious prison time, underscoring how devastating and often preventable many road tragedies are. This reminder of accountability comes amid widespread sorrow and prayers for the deceased.
Now, Nigerian police sources has indicated that Adeniyi will be facing some serious felony charges for reckless driving. And I know a lot of you guys are curious, such as I, on, what would be the punishment or the penalty for reckless driving in Nigeria. So I looked it up. And if you are a reckless driver in Nigeria and you cause a fatality on a federal road, that is up to 7.
Pain Game's reaction highlights something far deeper than physical injury. It reflects the emotional toll this crash has taken on Anthony Joshua. Surviving a horrific car accident that instantly killed two of his closest teammates, his strength coach Sinagami and his trainer Latif Latode, could have easily ended AJ's life as well. Instead, he walked away with minor injuries, but the emotional scars run deep. Anyone who's seen Joshua in the ring knows how tough he is. Yet surviving an accident that claimed the lives of the people he trusted most brings a kind of pain that no amount of toughness can shield. His mind will replay that moment over and over, and the joy he once found in life and boxing will never be the same. This isn't about bruises or broken bones. It's about grief, survivor's guilt, and the heavy burden of continuing on when your brothers didn't make it.
Such a severe car accident there. Like, alright, he's lucky enough to still be alive, but fuck me, his body must be going through a lot right there. This is not a man who winces in pain easily, right? He gets punched for a living. And obviously, like, you're supposed to take people out of car accidents like that with great care because you don't want to...
Eddie Hearn's words capture the immense responsibility Anthony Joshua now carries beyond the ring. In the moments after the crash that claimed the lives of two of his closest allies, Hearn emphasized the importance of being there for the victims' families, something AJ has taken to heart. This goes beyond sport. It is a deeply personal loss. Sinagami and Latif Lot's Isle weren't just trainers. They were loyal companions who stood by Joshua through countless fights, sacrifices, and victories. Now, AJ owes more than tears. He has pledged his support to the families they left behind. That is the mark of a man who understands that life's real battles happen outside the ring, against grief and heartbreak. AJ isn't just focused on healing himself. He is determined to ensure these families feel seen, supported, and loved in their darkest hour. It's a gesture that goes far beyond boxing. It's about humanity, compassion, and loyalty.
Dealing with the inquiries and the media, and you can imagine how many people are trying to find out.
John Fury's message of gratitude and blessing to AJ reflects what millions around the world are feeling. Relief that Anthony Joshua survived, but heartbreak for the price he paid. While Fury's words may seem simple, they carry a profound human truth. Life can change in an instant. For a man accustomed to facing danger in the ring, surviving a violent collision that instantly took the lives of two beloved friends is a stark reminder that no amount of physical conditioning can shield against emotional pain. The boxing world saw the tough exterior, but behind it stands a man who just looked into the face of sorrow and loss. Surviving something that killed your teammates forever alters your perspective. Fury's blessing isn't just about survival. It's about waking up with a heart heavy with grief, guilt, and gratitude all at once. For AJ, every breath now carries the weight of what was lost and the responsibility to honor what remains.
AJ, you're one lucky lad. God bless you, I'm glad you're alive again. Shocked me, it has. Terrible. Anyway, good luck everybody, and try and enjoy the new year as much as you can and be safe, yeah.
Gareth A. Davis's commentary on fight plans inadvertently highlights how trivial boxing talk feels in the face of real tragedy. Before this crash, discussions about AJ's next fight or strategic choices were major talking points. But when a sudden accident claims the lives of two people so close, all that sports chatter seems distant and insignificant. Joshua's life changed in an instant. Not in a boxing ring, but on a highway in Nigeria, where he lost two men who were like family. You can't prepare for grief. You can't strategize for heartbreak. What was once speculation over fights now pales against the reality of emotional recovery. AJ's priorities have shifted, from who he will fight next to how he navigates life after loss, how he protects his mental health, and how he honors the memories of Lotz and Cena. This moment has redefined what the boxing world truly cares about. Healing, not hype.
Okay. So Anthony Joshua appeared on chat shows, crossed over as a celebrity, a fighter, without being a celebrity.
Tyson Fury's emotional response to the aftermath of AJ's accident went far beyond typical boxing talk. In a moment when rivals were quick to assign blame, Fury stepped forward with a reminder of something bigger than sport, our shared humanity. After Anthony Joshua survived a horrifying crash in Nigeria that left two of his closest team members dead and hospitalized AJ, Fury called for compassion, emphasizing that people aren't enemies, they are brothers and sisters under God, and urged everyone to spread love, not hate. That message resonates deeply when fans and fighters alike see the pain etched on AJ's face and hear the silence where laughter once lived. Fury's words weren't about rivalry or rematches. They were about unity, empathy, and acknowledging that loss affects us all on a profoundly human level.